We'll call the meeting to order. Trustee Johnson is excused. Let's stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment and input. All right, we'll move on then. Next, presenting the agenda and minutes. Everyone's had a chance to read the agenda and minutes. Otherwise, we'll be looking for a motion.
I move to consent the agenda and minutes of September 8th, 2022.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. First by Root, second by Gasser. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? You guys have it, so passed. Reports, Chair's report.
All right. They should have sent out the September monthly activity report. Village board members, President Rossi, Sergeant Spring with the Sheriff's Office. Month of September, we spent 1 hour of billable time in the village. During that time, we wrote 14 traffic citations. The citations included 3 citations for operating a motor vehicle without insurance, 5 citations for speeding, and 3 citations for operating while suspended, amongst other calls of service that we ate throughout the month. In September, with that 1 hour of billable time, invoice total of $59.56. You guys got any questions or concerns at all for the Sheriff's Office?
No, thank you very much, but I do appreciate your checking on the speeders, because we do hear a lot about
Absolutely.
speeding on Taylor Avenue especially.
Yep.
You guys did a lot in an hour.
We spent a little more time than an hour. If you guys don't have anything else, have a good one, all right?
All right,
All
thank
right,
you.
Thank you very much.
Be safe out there.
Thank you.
Next item, President's report. We had our pre-con meeting for the municipal complex, we'll say drive, so the loop here, the asphalt contractors, the excavator, and then Premier Power, as well as the Nielsen Manson Barbers, that's the civil firm that did the drawings. We're going to talk about that too for management of the project. We're looking to have them assist with management. That'll be a new business. Overall, the project it's tentative to start next week, so really the items are going to be disconnects and then mobilization, so it's silt fence, and then tracking pads. So what that is, whenever you leave a construction site, you got to have an area of stone when the truck's out on. It'll be a start next week, pending any weather issues, but it'll be exciting. Otherwise, it's been a quiet month. I did receive an email on the park. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but yeah, that's really the only thing I got in this month, so it's been quiet. All right.
I have a question, maybe Chris can answer it. Have the tenants all been notified as to what's going on, and they're going to be all ready to relocate and tell the clients and everything like that?
Yep, so they
Okay.
got a notice as of today, because that's when we received the schedule. So
Okay,
as soon as I got that, I communicated them.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
Is the driveway being done in just one super? Are they breaking it up into like 2 segments? Or?
They want to do all the paving at the same time, so that's one of the things
Okay.
we talked about at the pre-con meeting, is that, can it be staggered so that we do that half and then we have an accessible loop. There's really no good way of doing it. They said they want to do all the paving at the same time, so there's going to be a 3-4 day period where it's just going to be a pain.
Okay.
But otherwise, they're going to try and maintain access as much as possible during the process. So, and we'll have temporary areas that we cordoned off for parking outside of what is the normal areas, and they'll do the best they can to put up signage and accommodate. We've also asked them to put up signage when they're going to be doing major paving, because no matter how many emails you send out, there's always going to be people that show up the day of and are going to wonder what's going on.
Right.
But no matter what you do, however much planning you make for something like this, there's always going to be someone who's going to try and circumvent the protocols. They're aware they're gonna do the best they can, that's all you can ask for.
Okay.
Do they have any time frame that they think it might be completed, 2 weeks, a month?
Well, start to finish, it's about a 3-week project right now.
Pretty quick.
Biggest pain is the paving days.
Do we have people renting the facilities during those times that they might want to give a heads up to their people that they may have to park on the grounds?
Kendall's on that list, she
Okay.
knows about dates. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The other one is that at least based on their estimation, construction ends on election day, which will be another high turnout time here at the complex, so we'll see what happens.
Cross all my fingers.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks.
trustee Gasser?
Car show went well, but I don't know, I wasn't here if we were in the board meeting was before that. So the car show went well, went great. We had a fairly decent turnout and pretty low cost overall, so we actually made some money. And the people that were here just loved it and thought it was great. So it was actually nice to get a little bit more back on track with that. And the last event of the year is the Christmas party that Jen and I will be working on. So
Do you have a date for that yet?
we will look, I think we did select the date already, I just don't have, it escapes me what it is. I think it, yeah,
You ran that past kind of.
I think it's already on the calendar, all the
Okay.
dates for the,
Okay. Great.
year and on the calendar.
Thank you.
All right, trustee Hinkle?
Nothing new?
All right, trustee Brewer?
Nothing to report at this time.
Trustee Stein?
No report?
Trustee Studi?
Nothing to report.
All right, administrator's report.
All right. It's been a productive month. As mentioned, the car show went well, so thank you to all of those volunteers. You guys did a great
Yes,
job.
thank you guys, for everybody that came out.
As mentioned, the November election's coming up. We've been doing a lot of absentee ballots getting sent out, a lot of questions. There's been a little bit of election law changes, so a lot of residents thankfully have been calling the office, asking about those changes, and I'm happy to educate them about that. Our maintenance staff have been doing some cleanup items and preparing for fall and for winter. Big ones were on Kensington Court. There's those two little circles there. Those are previously maintained by just a resident who felt like cleaning it up. That resident's no longer here. It's technically falls under our jurisdiction, so now our maintenance guys took care of that. So a huge thank you to them. I already mentioned about the drive, so I won't mention more about that. And then the final thing is the budget. So you have your official budget book. It's that big shiny document there in front of you. There's all the numbers that I presented to you last month with just a little bit more detail and storytelling to it. So feel free to spend the next month to look through that, ask any questions that you like. And then we'll plan at the November meeting is when we do our public hearing and you'll officially adopt that budget. And that should be it.
The pictures are a nice touch.
All right then, moving on. Old business. Discussion and possible approval of name for Standish Lane Park parcel. So, over the last 2 months, the front runner right now, I've probably about 6 people that I've talked to about it, or really just to talk about it. Guys, one outlier, and they did mention Kaiser in that, was a letter that I got from Carrie and Dave Cicchini, and you all have a copy of that in front of you. I don't know if we'll read through the whole thing right now, we'll add it as part of minutes, but they have a story in here about a Ben May, who is an umpire, excuse me. and
Who I
aspired
actually
to-
know.
Really?
No, I heard.
Great
about
guy.
it too.
Yeah.
I didn't find it.
My best friend's brother is one of his best friends. Ben and Bill May, he's a twin.
I do find the story interesting, and then I watched some videos of him at work, and, it's interesting that someone, locally aspired to be an umpire and succeeded doing so. And maybe something that we add, and maybe some language on a plaque or something.
Even just to have a ribbon cutting and he could cut the ribbon.
Well, what I do is, if you know him, I was originally going to reach out to the Chiquinis and figure out if there's a
Oh, I can get a hold of him, no problem.
If you can get a hold of them, that'd be good.
Yeah, I can call Peter Harbaugh, because they're really good friends. And you know, I know he's got Ben's number. Yeah, not a problem.
All right.
And I've got Peter's number, so.
So at this point, is everyone on board with Kaiser Park?
I think I'd like to name it Ben May Park. And kind of let, you know, have a little synopsis underneath there. It's like they're saying, you know, he made it. And start and follow your dream in a neighborhood park, you know?
Mhm.
I like that idea. I don't know how everybody else feels about it.
I like highlighting Ben as part of it, but, I mean, even in this, they're saying that he's one of the people that benefited from Mr. Kaiser. To me, it's,
I mean, he played in the park, you know, he started his career. But,
I like honoring the person that made it so that people could.
Right, I gotcha. What if we had something about, you know, either Kaiser Stadium, which they called it, or Kaiser Park, and then ask Ben if we could have a quote from him that we could put on.
That's what I'm thinking, because then put him on the plaque or something so that he's memorialized in it.
Because I think that he
Inspired.
could give something simple and nice to say, but I think it would be nice to have him somewhere on there as well. I think he would be shocked, honestly. The May family is a great family. There's a lot of them. There are a lot of blossoms. But I bet he would be surprised. I don't know. I think he'd be a little surprised.
I think he'd be honored.
Honored, totally honored, yeah. And in fact, there's somebody at the end of Standish, the new family that moved in,
On the corner.
not the one at the very end of Standish, and they're not in Mount Pleasant, but they have twins as well.
Yep.
I think he is really good friends with Ben May, I'm pretty sure too. He's a Queen Angel. He'd be another one to ask, but I can get a hold of Peter and find out. But I think he's so good.
I've got a thought, if you guys want to hear.
Yeah.
So, this is what I'm thinking. Call it Kaiser Park, and then have a plaque that says this park is dedicated to the Kaiser family, longtime residents of the park, the board of trustees who made this happen, or whatever, however you want to word that. And then something like Ben May, Ben May, professional umpire who got his start at this park. And then below that, we can have a quote from him saying whatever his quote is. Something like that?
Yeah, well, I've seen ones like this before. What you do is this, on this same grounds as where, former resident Ben May was fired to be an umpire, is now fulfilled that. And, something, you do something along that and may inspire others to, that's kind of what you.
It's a little Field of Dreamsy.
Yeah, something like
that.
That would be something to bring up, the Field of Dreams, maybe Mr. Joe Kine or something, get them included on it, because there's been press about the park coming up, and so if we did a dedication, it might be kind of cool to have the Bill Times follow up on that.
Yeah, I can get a hold of them when the time comes and.
Okay?
Pretty cool.
Sometimes.
Okay, I'd like to get one volunteer, and because of your position, and I'm leaning on you, Ally, to help write this. I mean, others can, but I just want to have a small group work on it. We'll send it out to everyone, get comments.
For the Journal Times?
No, just for the actual,
Oh, yeah.
It's really becoming just, what's the plaque and say at this point. We'll have
Yeah.
Kaiser Park, we'll get some feedback on design, we'll send it out to sign companies, figure out how that's gonna work out, and
Yep.
then what we're gonna actually put on the plaque.
Yeah,
All right.
I think you and I can just knock that out.
That's fine.
So we're not going to call it Ken Hinkle Park then?
It's not Ken Hinkle Park.
Michael Johnson.
You can't sit in here on your bench.
All right, so then we can bring a packet, this is just another step, so then we can bring a packet together, we can get a formal approval on it.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right? Okay. Moving on then, new business approval of 2022-2023 snow removal contract. Was it 2 years?
No, it is 2 years.
Oh.
So we went out to bid over the summer. We sent it out to like 7 different snow removal entities, as well as neighboring municipalities. And they all loved it so much that nobody sent us an estimate except for asphalt contractors who did the work last season. As you all know, they did a really great job, probably too good of a job when it comes to laying salt. So in my conversations with them, I said, hey, I'll recommend your approval as long as you don't lay down as much salt as you did last year. So you have their proposal in front of you. You'll see they did a two-year commitment, so we don't keep coming back every year to do this. There's a slight increase over the next year. Their 2022-23 numbers are fairly close to what we got this past year, by like $1. So I think that's pretty good considering the cost of everything are going up, and then they're not giving us really with a big increase until the following year. So I would definitely recommend moving forward with them.
And this is the same, did you say this is the same?
Same people as last season.
Oh, yeah, it was,
Well,
exactly.
without discussion, we'll have another opportunity. We'll look for a motion.
Make a motion to accept the proposal from Shaswat Contracting.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
First by trustee Gasser, second by trustee Hinkle. Discussion. Do you have something?
I had a question about it says here under the notes, asphalt contractors would get a 1-hour window to be on site from the town of Wheatland notification. I don't understand.
It's a boilerplate. So it was left over from the original contract was, the error has not been corrected since.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, they work for Rochester, so I guess they like them, so, but like Chris said, it's just the salt, the amount of salt, and I think we're all in agreement with that, and it's like, oh, boy, the salt piles all through the village.
What's amazing is every time I call the owner, he answers his phone, or if he doesn't, he gets back to me in an hour.
Oh, that's good.
Good.
What else?
The communication was great last year. But
You know, maybe one thing we can talk to them about too is not putting those wooden stakes on everything. It was like, the wooden stakes in the complex here, oh, you know, they were just little tiny stakes like this thin and about this high, and they just got run over. They were all over the place. I don't know, and then on the roads too, I don't know if they can have some different type of
Well,
stakes.
that one's a loser no matter how you cut it, because half the calls, very few people were saying anything about the campus. I had the opposite. I had more people calling to complain that there weren't enough stakes.
Oh, really?
Not in the village, there
Oh,
weren't any in the village.
that's what I'm saying. Everyone was saying there weren't enough stakes in the village.
There weren't any. I mean, there were like,
They just
only
did
on
like
the
a few
corners.
areas, yeah.
Only on the corners, and I think that people were just surprised that there weren't as many out as
Well,
we had in the past.
they're more set up to do municipalities,
Instead of
and
the other-
when we called them on it before, they said, well, we don't do that because we use the mailboxes as the guide.
Okay,
Because, I mean, we're small.
right.
Imagine doing that for like a Mount Pleasant, you wouldn't put stakes up to that.
So the
degree.
metal ones that were up previous to last year, which were like in every house, the contracted company did that, the village didn't.
No, we didn't do that, they do.
Okay, I thought we did that.
Because whenever they came to take them out, I was like, yes,
It's like that here, you know.
And there's then half the time, because they are able to find the edge very well, the margin is, 6 inches, they're right on the edge. Or where they're not so sure, they stay back further. Well, it's either tear up the grass or,
Yeah.
so they, in my opinion, they did a pretty good job. The roads are always gonna be narrower than the others.
I think that's fine. I think sending out something or putting something out, like, don't worry.
I honestly, with snow plowing, never will everyone be happy.
No.
You
you're right.
cannot win with that one.
Nope.
But the complaints were relatively low. There were 3 calls throughout the whole winter.
Awesome. Okay.
Any more discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? You guys have it, so passed. All right. Next item, establishing the 2022 Halloween trick or treat date and time. So as Ally pointed out, this would be something that would be nice to get a little bit earlier, but we typically do go with Racine's time. So Racine's is on Halloween. What was the time?
5:30 to 7:30.
Thank you, 5:30 to 7:30. Same time as Racine.
Everybody is asking, can you put something out, please?
Everyone on board? Motion?
Make a motion to accept the trick or treat time for Elmwood Park for the 2022 year.
From
5:30 to 7:30.
On the 31st.
On the 31st, sorry.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Gasser. First by Gasser, the second by Stein. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, so passed. All right, next item. So this one I was hoping to have a little bit more information on. So the approval of construction management contract for Complex Drive. So I mentioned this earlier, Nielsen, Madsen, Barber, they're the civil design firm that put together the drawings for the drive. So typically what you do is that same company is going to manage then your project to a varying degree. On this one, we're asking them for spot checks. So before paving, they're going to come out at critical points. They're going to, it's most likely going to be beginning of day, midday, twice a day, once a day, really at critical times. The issues come up when it's subgrade deficiencies, much like what we saw in the road project. So if there's bad soil over where we're going to put a road, they're going to get more involved. They do quantity tracking then, and then they write reports. Otherwise, the next step would be proof rolling, so then running a loaded truck through to see if there's any deflection, and then they're going to do full-time supervision when they're paving. I was hoping to have their contract for said work here tonight. Al Jeske, who is the point of contact right now, and Steve is going to be the on-site guy. Al Jeske's out of town right now, so he'll be back in early next week. So we're likely going to have a special session anyway, so we should have that ready next week. I talked to Mark Madsen, the owner there, and they should have that ready for us next week. So we'll be able to approve that then still.
Will they be able to start the work before we approve it, or?
Yeah, they're on it right now. Just letting you guys know right now, we're unofficially, officially starting with Nielsen, Madsen, Barber. Okay. So we'll hold that one for now then, and we'll pick it up next meeting. Okay. Next, item D, motion to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, which is the village administrator resignation. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session pursuant to statute 19.851C.
All right, the motion, is there a second?
Second.
First by Stein, second by Studi. Roll call, I almost forget that. Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Rossi, aye.
Rude, aye.
Hinkle, aye.
All right, we're in closed session.
Just stop the part of this, I guess, it's the lights, because I'm lying, and no one's stopped around.
I know, it was weird.
All right. Next item of business, and me accept the resignation of Christopher Jenkins as the village administrator, clerk, treasurer, effective 12/31/22. We've all had a chance to review the letter. Anyone have any questions? Sorry. All right then. I'll be looking for a motion, and if you could please include the effective date being 12/31/22.
I move to accept the resignation of Christoph E. Jenkins as village administrator, clerk, treasurer, effective 12/31/2022.
All right, we have a motion, is there a second? First by Hinkle, second by Studi. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, so passed. All right, next item, approval of accounts payable. Everyone, I believe, has signed it, reviewed it at this point? All right, motion.
Move to approve the accounts payable.
All right, we have a motion. And a motion by Root, first by Root, second by Hinkle. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, so passed, and we're adjourned.